I'm just going to have a little interaction with you, because a lot of things are misunderstood when it comes to the local government level of government. Many people believe and say that there are 3 tiers of government. Yes, there are 3 tiers of government, but do we understand what a tier means? A tier means that there are different layers. Those layers are independent and they check each other. Many people believe there is a separation of powers. Let me quickly ask, without trying to embarrass any of the chairmen or any of the councillors, what do you understand your role to be in governance, constitutional? Does anybody have an answer to that? I didn't think so, but we don't have a general understanding. But many of us are not bold enough to actually, when we're actually told the specifics of what our roles are, because we are beholding to whoever. And I say this at the risk of respecting the powers of state governors, the federal government, but in also balancing it and understanding these powers, but the responsibilities of the local government. So there's something called ultra vires in law, which is, with due respect to my most senior advocate here. And that concept cuts across everything, including governance. I, as a president, cannot interfere in your work constitutionally given to you by the Constitution at the local level. Neither can you do what the state governor is supposed to do. So when we talk about separation of powers, most times we make people understand that concept to mean executive, judiciary, and the legislature. But that's a very narrow interpretation of separation of powers. That is the horizontal separation of powers. There are 2 types of separation of powers, the vertical and the horizontal. The vertical separation of powers is what concerns you. And that is the federal, the state, and the local government. It is what makes any sane society work. We all try to model ourselves and look at America, look at Germany, look at several other countries, not realizing that or understanding that they have clearly defined the roles of everybody. And the people who defined this role did it for a purpose. So when you go outside the rules that are defined and everybody jumps into everybody's role, you get what? Chaos. But how do you now realize those things? It goes back to what we're talking about, leadership. You have to be bold. You have to be bold. Even sometimes at the risk of offending some people. For some people, they will argue that the local government or governance at the local government level is probably the most important in any business. Because you're the ones that are in touch with the people that matter, the people at the grassroots. I, as a governor, I'm not so much in touch with them. It's only what I hear and what my people tell me or what they want me to hear. I, as a president, I am not. I, as a senator, I may be to an extent. I, as a member of the House of Representatives, I may be even to another extent. But you, as a chairman, you, as a councillor, you're right there. They hear you, you feel them, you hear them, you see them on a daily. And that is why some people believe that your level of governance is the most important. That is why in advanced democracies, you find people of means, well-educated, sound people running for the office or their equivalent of local government council. Something you hardly see here, which is unfortunate. The term leadership presupposes that there is something, that there is a followership. Because you cannot have leadership in a vacuum. Leadership means you have followers. And it's a derivative, the term leadership is a derivative of the word lead. In other words, you are leading people to where you want them to go. So you can have bad leadership, and you can have good leadership. There are different various qualities of leadership. It is up to you to decide. And like Professor Azige said, legacy that is enduring, and I can point to that this is a leader. History has records of good leaders and bad leaders. And you have the potential and the capacity, because of the office you occupy, to change the history of the course of a nation, either for good or for bad. And I think that's what this exercise and this training is all about. Because people have to be trained. Yes, people are born, there are born leaders, and there are people who acquire leadership. Whether you're born as a leader or you learn, either way, you have to develop those skills. And that is what is important. You can be born as a leader, and if you don't develop those skills, because society is very dynamic. What makes you a good leader today may not make you a good leader tomorrow. So you have to continue to continuously honing your skills. And that leadership quality that God has given you to reach the maximum of people that you can reach and serve them in the way you're meant to serve them.